All right, let's jump right in. We're going to explore a really fascinating idea today. What if the exact moment you were born? What if it held a detailed map of your life's potential? Yeah, think about that for a second. And I'm not talking about just your sun sign. We're talking about a super complex 8-part code, a code pulled directly from your exact birth year, month, day, and even the hour. Well, according to an ancient Eastern tradition, that code absolutely exists. And this is what it looks like. It's called a Saju Palja chart, and people call it a cosmic blueprint of a person's life. Okay, so let's get into what this actually is. The full name is Saju Palja. Saju literally means 4 pillars, and Palja means 8 characters. It's all part of a discipline called Myeonglihak, which is basically the art of mapping the specific cosmic energy, you might know it as chi, that filled the universe at the precise moment you were born.
So, how is this blueprint actually put together? Well, it all starts with those 4 pillars of time we just mentioned.
Okay, so each pillar represents a different part of your life story. The year pillar, that's all about your roots, your ancestors, and your early life. Then you've got the month pillar, which connects to your parents and the world you grew up in. Now, the day pillar, this one's a big deal. That represents you, your core self. And finally, the hour pillar gives us clues about your kids, your ambitions, and what your later life might look like. And you can see that structure right here. The chart is actually read from right to left. So you start with the year, then the month, then the day, and finally the hour. Each one of those vertical columns is its own unique snapshot of a moment in time. Okay, so we have the structure. But what are these pillars actually made of? Let's talk about the building blocks of this whole cosmic code. The entire system is built on 2 core concepts that you've probably heard of before: yin and yang. You know, that duality of passive and active forces, and the theory of the 5 elements. Now, it's really important to get this. We're not talking about literal wood or fire. These are 5 different types of energy: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. And as you can see from the arrows here, they're in this constant dynamic dance. They generate each other, they control each other, they're always interacting and changing. You can think of them as the universe's fundamental ingredients.
So, here's where the magic happens. You take those 5 elements, and you give each one a yin and a yang version. What you end up with is a 10-part system, and this is the alphabet used to write your cosmic code. This first part of the alphabet is called the 10 heavenly stems. Think of these as the cosmic, heavenly, kind of unseen energies. And you can see right here how it works. Every element has both a yang and a yin form. So yang wood is like a giant, strong tree, right? But yin wood is more like a delicate, flexible flower. These guys make up the top row of characters you see in a Saju chart. And then we have the second set, the 12 earthly branches. These represent the more tangible, earthly energies, things connected to the seasons. And yeah, you're probably recognizing these. They're the same 12 animals from the familiar zodiac calendar. These make up the bottom row of the chart. So let's put it all together. You take one heavenly stem from the top row, pair it with one earthly branch from the bottom row, and boom, you have a pillar. You do that for your birth year, your month, your day, and your hour. And what do you get? 4 pillars, 8 characters. Your own completely unique cosmic blueprint. But wait a minute. This raises a huge question, right? If this whole chart is set in stone the moment you're born, does that mean your entire life is predetermined? Well, not exactly. And that brings us to the final and maybe the most important piece of the puzzle. The system actually separates this into 2 big ideas. On one hand, you have Myung. That's your blueprint, those 8 characters you're born with. Think of it as your potential, your factory settings. It's fixed. But then on the other hand, you have Un. This is often translated as luck or fortune, but a better way to think about it is the weather of your life. It's the dynamic, always changing cosmic environment you move through as you get older. And what's wild is that Myeonglihak actually maps out this life weather for you. If you look below the main 8 characters on a full chart, you'll see these other pillars. Those are the daeon, or the 10-year luck cycles. So basically, every 10 years of your life, you enter a new energetic season, and that new season interacts with your original blueprint in a totally different way. And this is really the key to the whole thing. It's not about having a good chart or a bad chart. Someone could be born with a really powerful chart, tons of potential, but they might really struggle if their 10-year weather is stormy and unfavorable.
And on the flip side, someone with a more modest chart can absolutely thrive and have incredible success if they hit a stretch of supportive, favorable periods. It's all about that interaction between who you are and the times you're living through.
So, when you boil it all down, Saju isn't really about rigid fortune telling. It's much more like a language. It's a really sophisticated tool for understanding yourself, your deep, inherent nature, and the timing of your life. It gives you a framework to see how your personal blueprint interacts with the changing seasons of your journey. And that leaves us with one final thing to chew on. Is life a fixed map that you can't change? Or is it a dynamic journey, one where you just happen to have a very detailed weather forecast? Something to think about. Thanks for joining me.